to the Ungovernables, the Captain's crew, the LFA family, McGroin Nation, coming to you live from the deep red state of Tennessee on rumble.com/LFA TV. Welcome to Ungoverned on this 21st day of October. Wow. It's 21st day of October already. We're almost all the way through the month of October. Let me turn these off.
Yeah, what the heck?
Had my lights, these really cool like lightsaber-y studio
HR Shaw
bar
just said that you
things.
got a shout out on the Graham Allen show for dropping hot truth on Candace
Oh,
Owens'
nice. Very nice. Cool. Thank you, Graham Allen. Appreciate it. I didn't see it. I haven't, that's usually, he streams, I think, from 9 to 10 on Rumble. That's good. Well, thank you, Graham Allen. I appreciate it. And thank you, HR Shaw, for bringing that to our attention. Appreciate it. You know, I wasn't even going to go down this road today. I wasn't even going to go down.
I didn't
but
mean to bring it up. I'm
no.
sorry.
That's okay. But because apparently Graham Allen and many people, you look at so many people are a fan of what I said about Candace yesterday. Well, I will go over what went on and the honor that I received this morning, not just from Graham Allen, which I'm very happy that Graham Allen appreciated the comments, but I said here. Let me explain to you, and I said this to you guys yesterday. I said, let me explain to you what Candace Owens is doing. Candace Owens is trying to coax those who are bound by the gag order in the Kirk assassination case, which is normal for cases of that magnitude, to ensure a fair trial, to violate the gag order. This could trigger a mistrial. If it does, she will say that a mistrial occurred because, quote, the case fell apart due to there being, quote, too many holes, when in reality, she, Candace, will have caused the case's collapse due to procedural violations, right? So she would say, there's too many holes. Federal prosecutors didn't have what they needed to put Tyler Robinson away because he didn't do it. The Jews did, right? Okay? But that's not why the case would have fallen apart. It would have fallen apart because Candace Owens caused procedural violations that Robinson's defense team could then seize on. She's basically throwing them a bone. When she is then threatened legally and possibly charged with witness tampering and obstruction, she would claim that she is being censored and that they, who is they? Are trying to shut her down for asking questions. You know how the story ends if she gets her way. No justice for Charlie Kirk. And most importantly, all eyes on Candace Owens, which is precisely what she wants. It's obvious that it's a grift. And you should not be afraid to call it out. I've been very quiet on Candace while a lot of other people were kind of talking about her. And it's not because I think she's right. It's because I just don't want to be bogged down in internet drama. I'm not interested in that. But when I saw this nonsense about the gag order yesterday, I said, you know what? Let me explain to people what the plan is here. And why do I think that's the plan? Well, because she's done the exact same thing with the Macron case. I want you to think, right? This is not just me saying, people can go, oh, well, you don't like Candace, so, you're just saying that. No. I'm basing this off of a clear pattern of behavior. Okay? The Macron case. She came up with all these theories about how Brigitte Macron was a guy. Okay. Then she was like, sue me if you think I'm lying. So they sued her because she's lying. And then she was like, they're trying to silence me. You asked to be sued. It's the same play. Then she's begging people, please buy my T-shirts to fund the lawsuit. Give me, guys. We've seen it before. So this morning I received, because I put that in her replies, okay, which is the best part about it. I made that post as a standalone post yesterday on X, but then I put it in her replies. I said, you know what? This is a good thing to put in the replies so that people who come to the post can see it. And it can, and maybe it'll wisen people up and give people a little bit of perspective as to what she's actually doing. Well, this morning I received this distinct honor, and I think I'm going to hang this on our fridge like an A-plus report card. I have been blocked by the grifter known as Candace Owens. I guess
Access denied.
I guess what happened here is she got exposed and was like, he can't come into my replies anymore and continue to expose my grift, so we have to get rid of him. Okay. That's fine. No love lost. It told me everything I needed to know about what she is doing. Why is my camera all funky? I don't like when it's funky. Oh, look at this. Look at how funky this is now. We're going to have to fix it today. We'll unfunk the camera. There you go. I don't know why. I'm sorry. I know why. I tells me everything I need to know. So there you go. All right. We're clear on that. A big shout out. Thank you to Graham Allen. If he shouted us out according to H.R. Shaw. We appreciate that. And, very, very happy with that. Keep spreading the word on that post, by the way. That is exactly what she is doing. All right. Looks like there were some memberships gifted in our chat. Thank you very much. And by the way, to the chat, the all-star chat of the internet, you guys did a phenomenal job on Kevin's show yesterday with the Strident Avalanche. We were trying to help Hannah Faulkner out with some audio issues. We got rid of the echo, but now she's really quiet. So we're going to have to work on building a little bit of a better sound profile there. But while we were doing that, we checked in on Kevin's chat and saw everybody yelling Strident. And I got a text from him and said, thank you.
That was so funny.
It worked. And
wait a minute.
Yeah, wait a second. Something is happening here. This is what he said. Something is happening here. Yes. His stridency. So great job by everybody. Doing that. I'm very proud of everyone who remembered to participate in the Strident Avalanche. Thank you. All right, we got a bunch of stuff today. Look, I'm going to be completely honest with you, and I know maybe I'm not supposed to say this, but this news cycle just sucks right now.
It's
okay?
a snooze fest.
It's a snooze cycle, okay? Government shutdown, no King's protests. No wonder why I'm going at Candace Owens. There's nothing else to do. All right, but I do have some interesting news on the government shutdown. A White House economic advisor, his name is Kevin Hassett, is predicting that the shutdown could and very well may end this week. So we will get to that. The House Republican Party, House GOP, has announced big fundraising numbers. 480,000 illegal aliens have been arrested by the Department of Homeland Security. An appeals court has allowed Donald Trump to deploy the National Guard in Oregon after all, which if you go back 2 weeks, we said that was going to happen on the show, right? Because why? We saw the Newsom lawsuit earlier in the year with Los Angeles. We understand here how Title X works. The National Guard can be federalized whenever the president wants to federalize it if regular resources, assets, and federal forces in the area cannot properly and efficiently execute federal law. We talked about Title X. We read you the exact verbiage of Title X, the different court opinions of Title X. Gavin Newsom obviously got smacked down in a lawsuit over Title X. Remember what he posted? We won the lawsuit and the National Guard will be leaving Los Angeles. And then, what was it, 12 to 20 hours later or something? It was like Gavin Newsom actually got destroyed in court and Donald Trump is allowed to deploy Title X. Now, what can the National Guard do under Title X? They are not allowed to perform law enforcement activities outside of federal property, okay? And that also includes protecting federal assets, federal employees, etc. So they cannot rove the streets. They cannot just roam the streets of Oregon, Portland, Oregon, and just start arresting people. No, they can defend. So it's defensive only, defensive in nature. They can defend federal property. Defend, okay? They can protect federal assets. Protect, purely preventative. Now, if somebody tries to break into a federal courthouse and the National Guard is there, then they are allowed to detain that person. But if this person's in the middle of the street causing a scene, it's up to local and state law enforcement to handle that, right? So we've talked about that, and we knew this was coming. It was never a question in my mind about the appeals court. Now, I do also have, at the end of the show, I'm going to give you something else because, I don't love, the whole, I don't like the term infighting, but it's like Republican on Republican violence. But I got to tell you, Thomas Massie is a fraud. He accused me of being paid to post about him. Remember that, right? And then he blocked me after making the accusation because he's a fraud. And I know there's people who were like, no, you don't understand. He's a good guy. Okay, he may be a great guy. He's a sugar honey iced tea TY congressman. Okay? Awful. Just awful. So I've got a story about him. Is he taking money from people who are aligned with the Democrat Socialists of America? Did you hear this over the weekend? If you're on X, you probably did, because I made posts about this over the weekend, and they went many, many places. Is Thomas Massie taking money from people who are aligned with the Democratic Socialists of America? Who are the Democratic Socialists of America? Oh, they're just a group that is responsible for Zohran Mamdani. Okay. Before we get to the updates on the shutdown, let's get to a word from our friends over at OFP Farms. They need your support, ladies and gentlemen. OFP, Oscar Foxtrot, Papa Farms.com. Use the promo code Sean, SHAWN, for 15% off of your entire purchase. I want you guys and gals to explore the wonderful quality of Faith Farm and Freedom products with a special limited time 15% discount on your entire purchase. So, take a peek at the lineup from OFP Farms, America's go-to soap company. Look at this soap. This is the We the People soap. I'm going all the way in. Yeah, this is the We the People soap. It smells like the United States Constitution. It smells like the Bill of Rights. It smells like the Declaration of Independence, even though We the People doesn't come from the Declaration of Independence. It doesn't matter. It was written on the same paper by some of the same people with the same ink, the Constitution, the Declaration. That's what that soap smells like. Check it out. OFP Farms is famous for their natural ingredients, the skin-loving perks of tallow and goat milk, and a big heart for farm-to-family skincare. Whether you're looking for gentle skincare or thoughtful gifts, their products will bring together expert care and good values to make your daily routine that much better. Do not miss this chance to enjoy these premium products that support your health and ethical choices for your entire family. OFP Farms is the small family farm with big, beautiful love. Use the code Sean, SHAWN. That's OFPFarms.com. Promo code Sean, SHAWN, for 15% off. And 15% off on their entire website, OFPFarms.com. Promo code Sean, SHAWN, OFPFarms.com. Promo code Sierra Hotel Alpha Whiskey November for 15% off of everything on the website. Again, they need your support. We have been very, very supportive, everybody here of OFP Farms. We ask you that you continue that. And maybe order some stuff for some friends. Stock up on some things you may be running low on.
Right around the corner.
It is, really. Almost just a bit over 2 months away. What?
Merry Christmas.
All right. The government shutdown. Is the Schumer siesta... right? Is the Schumer siesta, the Schumer shutdown, whatever you want to call it, is it about to end this week? Well, the White House economic advisor Kevin Hassett seems to think that the government shutdown is indeed going to end this week. All right? White House economic advisor Kevin Hassett says shutdown could end this week. The government shutdown, quote, is likely to end sometime this week, according to National Economic Council Director Kevin Hassett. But the Trump administration may impose stronger measures if the funding lapse drags on longer. He suggested that Democrats were waiting to vote to reopen the government until after the No Kings protests, which accomplished nothing but 6-7. That's all it was. Nothing.
Yeah.
6-7, right? Who knows? What does it mean? I don't know.
None of them knew why they were there, which is the best part.
Yeah, they were there because of 6-7.
Right, but
they were 6-7ing all day.
Oh, stop that.
It is.
If you don't stop that, you're sleeping outside tonight.
I might. It's nice and cool out there. I have a tent. 6-7. So I posted the Freedom Fighters post on Instagram yesterday of me doing it on the show because I was able to find it and send it to them. And I said, I don't always know what 6'7" means, but when I do, I know it's 6'7". And they were like, see, you get it. It's like, there's nothing to get.
7, 8, 9. That's my generation.
Why is 6 afraid of 7?
Because 7, 8,
Because
9.
7, 8, 9, which means 7 is either one of Chris Christie, Stacey Abrams, Jiggly Belly Pritzker, or Rosie O'Donnell. Or that Olivia lady, Olivia Giuliana.
Potatoes?
Potatoes.
Hot potatoes. On her husband.
No, that's Katie Porter.
Oh, okay.
But she could have eaten.
Potatoes.
She could have gone so. She just starts
got
Brennan.
Dallas
Brennan
Bow.
just goes, potatoes? I'm like, why are we talking about potatoes? All right. Hassett said that the Democrats are waiting to vote to reopen the government until after this weekend's nationwide No Kings protest against Donald Trump, which accomplished absolutely nothing except maybe some negative things for the Democrats, because they look stupid. Now, one thing I did not see at the No Kings protest, which really disappointed me, we didn't see this.
Everybody, hoo-hoo-ya, hoo-hoo-ya.
Or this.
Kilmar is our neighbor. You can't have him, Trump. No!
Or this.
Took back what he stole from us. Took it back.
They weren't singing this weekend, which really bothered me. If they were singing, we would have obviously had some really great content. But here is White House Economic Advisor Kevin Hassett talking about the prospects of the government shutdown possibly ending this week. He said this on CNBC yesterday.
Well, first of all, the president has been very active throughout this process, but it's also his position that this is a thing that the Senate needs to work out. A lot of our friends in the Senate have said that it was just bad optics for Democrats to open the government before the No Kings rally, and that now there's a shot that this week things will come together and very quickly the moderate Democrats will move forward and get us an open government, at which point we could negotiate whatever policies they want to negotiate with regular order. Now, I was very pleased to see that my friend Senator Shaheen from New Hampshire, a very sound-minded Democrat, came out and supported opening the government on Friday. So it means that there's sort of cracks in the Schumer armor. I think the Schumer shutdown is likely to end sometime this week. But I can tell you that if the story that we've been basically hearing from moderates that, look, we just can't do it in front of the No Kings rally, if that ends up not being true, then I think that the White House is going to have to look very closely, along with Russ Vought, at stronger measures that we could take to bring them to the table.
All right, so the No Kings rally was the reason why the shutdown hadn't ended, which is really pathetic because at the end of the day, look, here's the thing. At the end of the day, if the Democrats don't get their $1.5 trillion for illegal aliens to get health care, which is what they're trying to get, okay? I want to be very clear about this. They are trying to give illegal aliens health care. No. We are trying to give American people health care. But you're not, right? You're not. We actually played a clip from Trump that pretty much broke it down, right? Here it is.
Well, we want to have great health care, so we'll do whatever we can do to have great health care. But the Democrats want to destroy all health care because they want to give $1.5 trillion of this money, and they want additional money to go to people that came into our country illegally. Many of them are from prisons and mental institutions, and we're not going to destroy our health care for the Democrats.
And then he said the following about California.
Let me just tell you that there'll be no money given toward their crazy escalation of giving money to illegal aliens that came into the country totally illegally. I mean, they came in illegally. They want to spend $1.5 trillion with a T, trillion dollars, giving it to people that came into the country illegally. They shouldn't have come in. In fact, one of the reasons they came in was to get this money. And California is a big culprit. I mean, California, they're out of control. And we're not going to pay California all of that money that they're giving away illegally. And that's another thing.
That's what was happening. Is that so what Trump is talking about is essentially California has a state-run Medicaid system, right? So you can enroll, you can apply for health care benefits that are subsidized by the California taxpayer, okay? So at this point, hey, it's happening at the state level, whatever. You want to do this at the state level, fine. Here's where we all have the problem with what California is doing, what the Democrats are fighting for. Again, as we said last week, and we said the week prior, breaking this down, California and their state-run Medicaid program is not just funded by state taxpayers. Okay, there is an Affordable Care Act match or reimbursement that winds up being funneled into states like California and New Jersey and New York and Illinois and places like this, right? Oregon and these liberal hellholes that are giving illegal aliens health care. The federal government will match a portion of what the state is paying out to, or what the state is paying to fund their state-run Medicaid programs, right? So as the Newsweek article back in May mentioned, $92 billion in costs would be shifted from the federal government to the state if these cuts that the Democrats did not want to make going into the big, beautiful bill and are now trying to add back into the continuing resolution. If those cuts were to be added into the budget and those Affordable Care Act, Obamacare subsidies that were put in place during COVID go away, and again, there is no more COVID pandemic, right? There's no more COVID pandemic, so there's no reason for pandemic subsidies because there's no pandemic. It's the same reason why you don't take Dayquil when you don't feel like you have a cold, right? You take Dayquil when you feel sick. You don't take Dayquil every morning and drink it like it's part of your morning routine. You just don't do that, right? So why would you continue to supplement the Affordable Care Act when you did so in the first place because of a pandemic when there's no more pandemic? The federal government was subsidizing in part, not in whole, but in part, these state-run Medicaid programs. Illegal aliens can enroll in these state-run Medicaid programs. They brag about this, right? Oh, no, they're not getting federal money, but they are getting federal money because federal money is being used to subsidize and fund the state-run Medicaid programs. Again, let's say you go out to McDonald's and you buy $20 worth of food for dinner. Well, you shell out the 20, so you paid for it. But then your neighbor comes down the road and says, all right, here's $20 since you bought yourself dinner. So who actually paid for dinner? You've been made whole. You have the same $20 that you were in possession of before you bought dinner, but your neighbor came over and just gave you $20 because you bought dinner. So your neighbor is the one who really, at the end of the day, paid for your dinner. It's that simple. It's that simple. If you're trying to go buy a car, right? If you're trying to go buy a car, the car costs $20,000 and you shell out $20,000, but then the government gives you a $20,000 check, not a loan, a check. Who paid for the car? Not you. You may have paid for it originally, but you've been made whole. Now the government's out $20,000, which means we, all of us, paid for your car. That is what's happening with illegal aliens and healthcare in California. No. You want to take away healthcare for the American people. We are going to fight the oligarchy, and we're not going to do it with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez because she is stupid. I don't know how to take that, Senator.
Feel the burn.
Feel the burn. Feel the burn. You will all feel the burn. I'll tell you, I have never felt a burn as severe as after I ate Taco Bell. This is the oligarchy at work. Yeah, we're just talking about Bernie Sanders' ass after fast food. It's okay. Yeah. It's all right. Did something happen under my table here? Did I have it? Are we having a problem?
You honking your hedgehog under?
No, there's no head. Marjorie Taylor Greene is not here. Did this thing come down again? No. Yes? No. But we have to fix it. All right.
That's like Corky Romano, where he's like, yes, no, yes,
We're
no,
gonna,
yes,
we're gonna
no.
do this.
I should buy a boat.
I'm getting attacked underneath the table by this.
You guys seen Corky Romano?
By this
That's
wire. I have no idea who Corky Romano is.
We should watch it. It's funny.
All right. We could do it. Is it a movie?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll have to watch it. Top White House economic advisor Kevin Hassett, back to what we were talking about, predicted the government shutdown is likely to end sometime this week. But if that does not happen, the Trump administration may impose stronger measures. The comments came deep into the third week of the shutdown, which is dragging on with no clear end in sight amid a partisan fight in the Senate over federal funding priorities. CNBC, by the way, so they're trying to hide the fact that this is all about health care for illegals. Republicans want to pass a short-term resolution to resume funding at current levels. Democrats demand that any stopgap bill include additional spending on health care protections, including an extension of enhanced Affordable Care Act tax credits that are due to expire at the end of the year. The GOP-backed bill failed to pass the Senate for the 11th time yesterday, 50-43. Hassett said on CNBC that he has heard from the Senate that Democrats thought it would be bad optics to vote to reopen the government before this weekend's massive nationwide No Kings protests. I wouldn't say massive, but there were a lot of them. Now there's a shot this week. He says the moderate Democrats will move forward and get us an open government, at which point we could negotiate whatever policies they want to negotiate with regular order. He says the Schumer shutdown is likely to end this week. Hassett's remarks suggest that Democrats are looking for a politically opportune moment to fold in the shutdown fight. This, by the way, is coming. This is on CNBC, and they are characterizing this as folding. Okay, that's important. Hassett's remarks suggest that Democrats are looking for a politically opportune moment to fold in the shutdown fight. But with numerous polls showing more voters blame Trump and Republicans for the impasse, indicating strong support for extending the ACA health insurance subsidies, Democrats mostly haven't budged. Okay? Schumer said that every day gets better for them. That's no. You had your No Kings protest. Now, I will say this. If the Democrats come away from this, folding and essentially not getting the $1.5 trillion, not even getting a portion of it, they are going to look so bad, because then you shut down the government and you made a big deal literally for nothing. Nothing. Oh, look who's back in the chat.
Yeah, look who decided to show up.
Look who decided to show up today. I want to point something out.
What?
In Bad Moon's absence, we overachieved on a lot of our numbers.
We sure did.
I mean, I'm not saying, I'm not saying it's his fault. I'm just saying the numbers were great. They were very good. The numbers, guys. Yep. 900 rumbles. Yeah. Clover almost made an appearance while Bad Moon was, on a little vacation. Yeah, 6, 7. I don't know.
She started talking yesterday out of nowhere, Nancy.
Yeah,
We were in here doing something, and she just...
She talks sometimes.
Like
All right.
Betty.
We love Bad Moon. All right. For those of you who are watching on Rumble, Bad Moon is back. So head over to rumble.com/LFA TV if you're not currently on Rumble, and say hello to Bad Moon. He is our mayor, and he is Mo's biggest fan. By the way, Bad Moon, on 1210 WPHT last week on Friday, I brought Mo out. We were talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene, and I wrecked the entire segment, unfortunately. Wrecked in a good way. Dawn just lost it because I did Honking the Hedgehog, and then I honked the Hedgehog live on camera on the radio, and everybody just lost it.
Not his hedgehog.
Not my hedgehog, Mo. Okay? So there you go. All right, get over to Rumble, rumble.com/LFA TV, and hit that thumbs up button for us. If you are watching on any other platforms, that's not accurate. There we go. If you're watching on any other platforms, do me a favor, because we're going to end the stream elsewhere. If you're watching on any other platforms, go to Rumble, rumble.com/LFA TV. That's where you're going to get the full show. But not until I tell you about our friends over at Old Glory Bank. It's oldglorybank.com, oldglorybank.com. This is your favorite president. Everybody wants to hear from your favorite president, Donald J. Trump, and I'm here to tell you about my good friends at Old Glory Bank. I know them very well. I know Mike Ring very well, tremendous guy. He really is a wonderful person, a talented person, a smart person, the CEO. You've heard me talk about how the big crooked banks debanked me and our beautiful First Lady following the rigged election of 2020. Thankfully, there is a bank that loves me as much as I love me, which is a lot. You think about it, that's a lot. Old Glory Bank. They don't debank Americans who love their country and honor the Constitution. That is right. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. You have heard me talk about Old Glory Bank. Old Glory Bank is America's best online bank that serves customers and small businesses in all 50 states. I am a customer. My wife is a customer.
I am.
They have everything you need to bank online, including free accounts, free overdraft protection, early direct deposit, home loans, VA loans, and business loans. That is why Old Glory Bank quickly grew from $10 million to over $225 million in deposits. Your money is your business. Your money is your business. Open an account today in minutes. When I tell you, I opened an account, right? We had Mike Ring on. I opened an account. It was Brennan and I. We got a nice, big, beautiful, shiny account over at Old Glory Bank. Took us 5 minutes. Literally. We punched in our information, and we're going, all right, that was fast. What else? Boom. And we got a confirmation email. Welcome to Old Glory Bank. Then we got a letter in the mail. What? We just got a letter. A couple days later, we got a letter in the mail. It's addressed to both of us, something that no other bank could do, or any utility company, or anything. We get a letter addressed to both of us. It's great. Debit cards. Our debit cards are beautiful. OldGloryBank.com. Sign up today. It's free, totally free, and you can support probably the only based national bank that there is. OldGloryBank.com. OldGloryBank.com. All right. OGB. You down with OGB? Yeah, you know me, right? You down with OGB? You down with OG? Are you down with OGB? Maybe I'll make an ad for them like Trump doing that. Are you down with OGB? Let's do it. Let's see what happens. OldGloryBank.com. All right. For those of you watching over on YouTube, I want you to go over to rumble.com/LFA TV so you can be a part of the greatest live chat in the world. You see it on your screen. Goodbye to YouTube. Rumble.com/LFA TV. If you're